Good evening, you guys. I don't know if you guys can hear me, not or whatever. I'm actually trying to send someone the link for tonight. We're having some difficulties. So give me a few seconds. Uh, there she go. Hi, everybody. Oh, it's showing that I'm frozen. Am I frozen, guys? I don't know why is it showing I'm frozen when I am on my MacBook. So you guys, tell me how's everything going tonight. Let me know where you're from. Let me make sure I can see. Let me know if you guys can hear me because I can't hear myself, which is not really good. Y'all know I haven't been on here in a week or two. So I just want to make sure that I can hear and that you guys can hear me. Hi, Jackie. Thank you. So you guys can hear me, but I don't like the fact that I can't hear myself. I usually can hear myself. Hey, Monique. Okay. Oh, I just what you call it. Let me know where you guys are from. It says yes, you're frozen. Okay, I don't know why I'm frozen when I'm on my MacBook and I went live before and I didn't have any problems. So let me see something. I don't know why I'm frozen. I'm not having internet issues either, but y'all know how this stuff be working. It says I got full internet. Hi, Quanda. It says I'm having full internet and I don't have any issues. So I don't know why. You said you're unfrozen now. Okay. There is a lag. And I don't know why there's a lag when y'all know I was doing my testing while I was, what you call it. So give me a few seconds. I am going to see what I can do. I'm going to pull myself out, guys. I'm not going to disconnect y'all, but I'm going to pull myself out and see what I could do. Give me 1 second. Hey, y'all, is that better? I took my green screen completely off. So let me know if that's better. Um, I want to make sure that it is. I'm also waiting for my other guests to come in, but you guys know I missed y'all. And I haven't been live in a few weeks. And like I said, these little technical difficulties, y'all know how things happen. I can't control everything. So we'll see what's going on. But I want to say thank you. It says I'm good now. Okay, so I'm having green screen issues, y'all. And y'all know I worked on this while we was out. I mean, I was working on it. I got good testing. So I just want to say, y'all, I'm just gonna leave it. It's green screen. So good evening, everybody. I'm so excited to see y'all. Y'all have no idea. Happy New Year. Happy 2021 and all of that good stuff. I'm just excited about this new year and what is to come. No bad news. That's what I'm gonna roll with all year. No bad news. I don't want to hear it. I'm gonna sing the song from the Wiz. Anytime somebody contact me, that's just what it is. I'm gonna sing no bad news. So, oh, wait a minute. Now, y'all know I've been preparing for this show. Now all of a sudden we having issues, but that's okay. One of my guests is having issues. My other two are here, so I'm excited that they are here with us today. Um, and they're gonna share their stories. And January is National Mentorship Month. And you guys don't mind me. I'm usually not distracted, but I just want to make sure that I get my other guests on. She's having some issues, so I just want to make sure she gets on. But January is National Mentoring Month, and I thought it would be a good idea if we first honor the month and talk about it. Because when we talk about mentorship, most of the time, we're only talking about mentorship when it comes to kids and adults, or, big brother, big sister. Y'all, I wore my sorority shirt today because, of course, we do mentorship too. But we only talk about that, but we don't talk about us as adults needing mentorship and us needing, guidance and instruction and coaches and all this other stuff. And if you notice, in the pandemic, there has been a huge wave of all of a sudden coaches out of the blue. People are calling themselves, it's some crazy stuff. I don't even want to go down the list of what people are calling themselves. But however, we've come to realize now that even as adults, we need mentorship. We need instruction and we need guidance in all areas of our lives. And so you guys know I talk about it all the time. I have a few mentors who help me. I have professional mentors. I have spiritual mentors who really, truly just help and guide me throughout my life. And so I'm just really excited about getting an opportunity to introduce you guys tonight to some women that I've had the privilege to mentor in their prospective lives. And they're going to get to tell their stories and tell you about themselves and why they feel as though mentorship is important, but also to talk about how they give back as well. Because the thing is, it's not always about you being a mentor. It's really about once you learn something and then you're giving back to someone else, especially because of course, as women, I see her. Hi, Tammy. And of course, y'all, I'm telling you, the devil was busy. Y'all see, I had to get rid of my little brick wall, but that's all right. We're going to get it together. But I'm just really excited. So first up, I'm going to let them introduce themselves because, I won't take nobody shine. Y'all know I be acting like we really on like the own network or something or like CNN. So so I let people introduce themselves and tell you whatever they want to tell you about themselves. So first, I'm going to introduce Tammy because I better hurry up and get her up here before we start having technical difficulties. Hi, Tammy.
Hi,
Sharon. How are you? Good. How are you?
Doing great.
Introduce yourself to the people.
Hi, everyone. My name is Tammy McDuffie. I currently have a master's in HR, and I currently work as an HR manager for Compass Group, where I support 7 different hospital sites in HR.
Wow. And you guys, y'all hear the Southern drawl. Y'all know she from my hometown. She my home state of South Carolina. So thank you so much for Tammy for coming.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. So next I am going to bring up Tamika. I'm allow her to introduce herself.
Hi, everyone. My name is Tamika from Newark, New Jersey. Claim examiner, study workers' compensation. And I'm just ready to tell you my experience with Sharon. So,
y'all, I told them they could say whatever they want to say, so I don't know.
We're ready.
And last but certainly not least, we have Jamila. Jamila, introduce yourself to the people.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Jamila Haley. I am a senior HR journalist at a great company, non-for-profit. We have over 12 locations with mentally ill, and then mentally ill population as well as the health population as well. So that's who I am.
Well, thank you, ladies, for joining me. I mean, they was running in from work. I mean, doing a whole bunch of other things. So I'm just really excited that they were here. And although I'm watching my time, y'all know I usually start on time, but I'm going to give a little extra time because I really want us to dig into this. So first of all, I wanted to make sure for those of you who are just coming on, January is National Mentorship Month, Mentoring Month. And I figured it would be a great opportunity for people that I've had the privilege of mentoring to come up and talk to you guys about their experiences, me mentoring them, but also how they give back and how they mentor people and how they coach and support people. Because at the end of the day, it's really about each one, reach one. So I'm going to let Tammy go first. And Tammy, I guess you can kind of tell the people, y'all, she one of these people who I ain't never meet in person.
Yeah. We actually never met in person, actually. We were connected actually through a friend of mine, a family member of mine, actually. She's like, there's this girl, she's in New York. She's my husband's cousin. She's like, she's awesome. You remind me so much of her. I think she's in school for her PhD or something. She's, I think you need to connect with her. I mean, she's going places, Sammy. I'm like, really? And me just starting off for my career, not being in HR for so long, like I got started my career later in life, so I wanted to connect with someone who had been in the field for so long. And I'm like, you know what? So what I did was I looked up on LinkedIn. I said, let me see what this chick is all about, So let me see what she's working.
I'm telling y'all, we don't do that whole let me see your Instagram. People in HR go straight to LinkedIn.
Yeah, I went to LinkedIn. Hands down, I was like, and I looked at her credentials. I was like, oh, okay, she's awesome. I said, yeah, she's on her stuff. I said, well, I'm gonna reach out to her. And so I didn't know Sharon actually. Like I said, I looked on Facebook and I sent her a message. I was like, hey, my name is Tammy. Right now I'm working as a recruiter. I'm looking to advance in my career. Right now I want to move up in management, but I was kind of a little insecure in myself. It had feelings of, just feeling like I was inferior to other people in the careers that have been in HR for so long. And actually, I didn't know my worth. And the job came open, and I was telling Sharon about the job. I was like, well, maybe I should ask for this amount. She's like, no, you asked for this amount, that amount. And, she said, you're worth, that amount of money. And I was like, well, you're right. And so I sent her my resume over. Like I said, I knew you were before when you get the big screens. Remember me now? I was there. so I sent her a message. I was like, hey, how are you doing? Introduce myself and things of that sort. Could you kind of help me get in my role? Become a mentor for me and things of that sort, and show me the ropes and get me in the path of where I want to go. Because my goal is actually to be a HR director or VP someday. But I understand that it's gonna come in steps and things of that sort. And Sharon is definitely steering me in the right direction. Plenty of times I've inboxed her, but discouraged. I started a new job and I was just so discouraged by first, week or so. And I sent her emails, I say on text and things of that sort. I know she was getting tired of me, but she encouraged me. And one thing I can truly say, she gave me advice on the professional level. However, she spiritually advice was the greatest advice she could have given me. She, prayed for me, gave me scriptures and things of that sort. And that meant a lot to me, actually, just to let you know that as well.
Aww. Thank you, Tammy.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you, Tammy. Well, now I'm going to switch on to Tamika because Tamika ain't in HR. So I got a little mix with her too. So Tamika, tell the people your story.
Hi, everyone. So basically, I met Sharon at the hair salon.
Y'all know I go get my kid every week.
We were there every week, and we spoke every week. We never exchanged numbers though at the hair salon. However, she did know my cousin, and I came into a situation maybe 4 to 5 years, and it was just so strange that I follow her on Facebook, but by her posting all her scriptures, and I just felt like so safe that I inboxed her for her number and asked her could I call her. So she told me yes.
Yeah.
So I called her and we talked, and it's like strange that I had friends, but I just felt like I couldn't go to them with that problem,
Agree. Mm-hmm.
And it's like she didn't judge me, she like I posted stuff on Facebook. She like immediately was like, take it down. Like, she was like, even though I'm older than Sharon, it was like she was like a big sister like I never had, and sometimes you would be embarrassed to go to people for advice and but she did make me feel safe. I grew a lot, just by like her telling me different things and, like that's not the right way to handle it, blah, blah, blah. Even like I had an instance where I was leaving a company, like I never quit a job before and I was there for 11 years. So I sent her my exit letter and she looked over it, so it's just been like that part of her. Far as me giving back, I'm always like posting scholarships for youth. Like I have no children, but I do. I'm like very good. I'm very informative. Like I share everything. Like I'm like the info person, so I give back in that way. I also sell Adidas products, so sometimes I may raffle off some sneakers or things like that. But that's like the logistics. I'm just happy that I stepped out of my comfort zone and I reached out to Sharon, and she made me feel like, what, it's okay. Like you can share with me. She didn't judge me,
Right.
As women, and then as Black women, you're afraid really to talk because you don't know after I finish talking with her, if she's going to go broadcast it to A, B, and C. That's why I think a lot of people don't reach out for mentorship because they're afraid of the aftermath of it. Like, is it safe? Is my story going to be the next meme you see on Facebook? Blah, blah, blah. So I just want to say thank you. I wish you well. Like I see your growth. Like you really blossomed into a beautiful flower, and I really appreciate you.
Yes.
Thank you, Tamika. Yeah, I can't be in these streets running my mouth. So last but certainly not least, Jamila. Tell us your story.
So I met Sharon through church. I met Sharon a long time ago. We're not gonna say the year, but in church. I didn't know what she did for a living. She didn't know what I did for a living. We wound up speaking because I was doing something for her, I think for your wedding. I think it was that. We wound up speaking, and I didn't know that she was in HR whatsoever. By the time she called me, I was so frustrated in my job. I wanted to quit and didn't even care if I had a job. That's how bad it was. I was like, I'll quit today and we'll figure something out at this point. And then I talking, she said to me, well, what do you want to do? And I said to her, I feel like I'm in a point in my career where I'm in a dead space. There's nothing I can do. I can't go anywhere. I hit the ceiling. And so I said to her, I would really like to get into HR. Mind you, I did not know she was in HR at the time. Wow. I had no idea whatsoever. I said to her, if I could get into HR, that'd be lovely. I said, I've been trying to get into HR for so long and I can't get in and I don't know what it is. And so she said, well, let me look at your resume. Still didn't tell me that she worked in HR. Didn't tell me anything. I let her look at my resume and she's like, well, you've been doing HR for a long time. And I was like, I have. And she was like, yeah, if you look at your experience, this is what you've been doing. And from that, I actually came to work with her at a company. That's when I found out she was an HR director. And she took, we worked together and we used to call her Olivia Pope. That was her nickname for all of us at the company. It was Olivia Pope. Anytime something happened, he was like, Olivia Pope, put on your white hat, let's go. And so she really took the time and she really listened to what we needed, what I needed as a professional, where I wanted to go, what I didn't like, what I did like. And we had those real conversations, them hard conversations. Sometimes she would tell me like, you're doing too much. And for a person like me, for you to tell me you're doing too much kind of hurt my feelings. But I knew it was for a purpose. I knew it was something that she was trying to get me to. So whenever I have like a hard decision to make or I need advice, I honestly contact Sharon. She's been my mentor for over 7 years.
Wow.
So I would contact her and so now where I'm at now in my career is now I'm moving into another path. I need advice. I honestly contact Sharon. She's been my mentor. I'm sorry. I'm honestly moving into another path.
Herself, y'all, look.
My thing started to act crazy. So
listen, I'm telling you.
It started acting crazy. So she has been that person I would go to. So now I'm on the path now where my goal is to be a VP of HR. I want to be a C-level person. I'm like, it's not enough Black people in this position. And I'm like, this is where I need to go. And the fact, if I could be an African American woman and be a woman in that position in the company, I'll take it.
Well, thank you, ladies, for first sharing your stories. So now I really want to go into the importance of mentorship. And Tamika touched on something when she talked about how women, especially us as Black women, it's hard to find mentors or coaches and stuff because of the, let's be honest, people run their mouth. It's just what it is. And so you're trying to get assistance, you're trying to get help, you're trying to figure things out, and you really can't find a safe space. Now, I know Tammy's in an HR role, and I know Jamila's in an HR role. Tamika already mentioned some of the things she does for the youth, and she shares a lot of information to make sure that she gets information out. But in your roles, what have you done to or have you ever had an opportunity to kind of start to kind of groom or mentor someone else? Or do you feel like you're at that place yet? Or like, what is your thoughts, Tammy?
Right now, actually, my workload is getting sort of heavy because we're adding a couple more accounts. So right now, we're looking to get an intern coming in. So within probably next month or so, we have an intern coming in, actually. And I was going to get with you about that anyway, about what kind of program I can kind of cater for a new intern. So this is new for me. And I kind of want to definitely put her on the right path because, like I said, and I told you before, it took me a while to get in the field of HR. And if you don't have experience in HR, it's kind of hard to tap into it, And I want to kind of help her and give her the necessary skills she needs to succeed. Because a lot of times you're in a class or you're getting that training, but in the workforce, it's totally different. I want to be able to give her hands-on real world HR experience. And that's something I think we definitely need. And I definitely want to help her out any way possible. And I'll definitely like some feedback from you on that if possible.
Oh, no problem. Contact. Now, Jamila, of course, because I speak to Jamila more often, I know you have a few mentees that you working with and cracking the whip on, because she says I cracked the whip on her. So, but the sad part is now she's doing the same to other people.
Yes, I am.
With your mentee.
Yes, I am. So I do mentor. So right now I have young ladies that I mentor, and that's more so on life issues and where they want to go, where they want to be, how to be a lady, not to be how to be a young girl, but how to be a lady. And some of them have moved into motherhood. So now it's how to be a lady and a mother and things of that nature. And then I have those that I mentor professionally. So I do have several HR journalists under me, and in which I mentor. I didn't ask to mentor these young ladies. They came to me. I was honestly trying to sit in my office and mind my business and collect my check. But that was not what it was. They came to me and they began to ask questions, because I have two people who are not journalists, but they was placed in a journalist role. So now they have to understand how to be a journalist. What does it mean to be a journalist? And that's where they lack. And so now it's trying to get them to where they need to be, to not only where they can do HR at the company where they are, but go somewhere else and do it. So it's two different capacities in which I'm mentoring young ladies. And I men too. If a man wants to be mentored, a young man, I'll mentor him too. But right now it's just young people that are coming to me who's asking for assistance. And my mentees run from the age of 7 to, I think my oldest one is 32.
That's good.
Ooh.
That's awesome.
Wow. Wow. Now, Tamika, I know, because of course you guys, like, Tamika is so right. Y'all think I be doing the information? That Tamika gets all the information. I mean, no, for real, they be calling me 411. A lot of this stuff I share with y'all, I get it from her. Like, she'll be like, girl, you seen this new law? Or did you see such and such and such a? She'll even tell you, there was one time, actually it was during COVID, when, what's the name of that bounce place that was trying to make the take money out of the staff's pockets? I forgot the name of it. Rebound.
One of them. I forgot.
Yeah, it was Rebounds or something. And Tamika contacted me and said, do you see they trying to do whatever to these employees? We went on Facebook. We started writing complaints on the page. Because, and it's funny because she's not in HR, but the way she cares about people and wanting to make sure that people get what they need is just funny. I mean, she was writing before I was, because I was like, what? They not gonna give them their raise? Before I could even get there, she had to wrote a complaint to the CEO. She had to office, and that's just who she is. That's just her nature. That's who she is. She gonna make sure it's right or whatever. So, Tamika, what I want to talk about is, and you mentioned it a little bit, because of course you're not in HR, and so our interaction was more personal, or whatever. Our interaction was more personal because, of course, we all go through things, and like what I can appreciate about your journey is the fact that you were willing to make adjustments, right? And it wasn't like, what you talking about? Like, get out of my face. And like she said, she's older than me. It wasn't like, you don't know, you ain't lived. Like, you don't understand. It was, you think so? Like, all right, let me try it this way and see what happens. She's like, try it or whatever. So I want you to kind of just talk about that, because you were really, and of course, it's nobody's business what was going on.
Okay. I was in a very dark place. Like, I was depressed. because I never experienced what I went through. And I just really was at a 10, like for like plenty of days, maybe weeks. And I had to really I had to reach out to her. Like, I don't know if I would have reached out to her. She may be sending me some money or something right now because I didn't know how to handle the situation. And she just it's like I said, I don't know why I picked her. I don't know. I just really don't know. I just know I talked to her, like I said, in the beauty parlor and the inbox. But she just was like a calm, like she jokes, like we both jokey, but it was just something like about her, like I just saw like her posts, like her daily posts, like even like I go to church too, because she was telling me to come to church with her. It was like she was trying to hit me at every
evangelist. I'm doing the work of an evangelist.
Yeah.
She was sending me like songs, and I was feeling like she was my grandmother, because my grandmother's very she holy, holiness, like. And I was like, oh Lord, God is speaking to me through Sharon. And my situation is like 360. Like, I really grew as a person. Like, I'm calm, because she brought me all the way down. Like, Tamika, like I'm telling you guys, I was posting stuff I shouldn't have been posting. It wasn't for social media. It wasn't my character, because here I am, I'm sharing information. I'm telling you guys about college opportunities and scholarships. And then I'm posting this nonsense that, do I really want my child to interact with her? Like, and she's posting this. So it was like a double standard of who I was, and I'm just happy, like it's like she saved me, because I could have went, like I said, I could have went a whole nother direction, and I'm just forever grateful and thankful. And again, it's just really coming out of your comfort zone, and you know what, not being afraid to let it out, because some people go through the same things. Maybe they handle it differently than you would, because I'm a person, like, I bottle it up, I'll keep it all, and then I go to explode that. I don't talk about it when it happens. Now I'm talking about things. As soon as you do something to me, like, I'm calling you out. I'm not calling nobody and telling, I'm going to address you. Like, I didn't like when you said this to me. Like, I'm not going to go to bed with it no more. I mean, I could have took it wrong, but now I'm going to address it when it happens, opposed to putting layers on it, because that's what I do. That's what I was doing. I was putting layers on my issues. So it was just a great experience, like that. I reached out to her. And I'm just grateful. I'm still grateful. I'm still grateful.
Oh, thank you. So now, as we move forward, because it's 2021, and a lot of people are going through a lot of things. And the one thing I would say is, like, all of us go to church and stuff like that, and all of us know somebody who's dealing with something, or whatever. And so I'm just trying to figure out, as a mentor, as somebody who coaches people, and you guys all do it even in your own rights, like, for people who don't want to share, or they feel like they don't want to be a burden, because that's me. I be like, I ain't gonna bother nobody. I don't want to be a burden. I'm gonna handle it. Like, that's just me today. Like, no, not before, today. It's like, I'm not gonna bother anybody or whatever. But now we see our friends going through stuff. We see our family members going through things. Like, it's so much happening in our church family. Like, how are you guys coping as people who genuinely want to help people, but then you're seeing people who won't ask for help? Because I think that's the thing too. Like, I know for me, sometimes I see people and I'm like, I know I can help them, but then I'd be like, but they don't want my help. Or they don't want it. And so it's like, it's hard for me. Sometimes I will try to distance myself because I see people put themselves through agony, through situations that I feel like I can help them through, but they don't want my help for whatever reason. So, like, Tammy, have you experienced that? Or especially now, because like I said, this last year has been like crazy, and you see people like even to the point where I know you ain't been working. Like, I'm sure you need some groceries or something. Like, and people are just not talking.
It's sometimes I think it's a thing of pride. Sometimes sometimes the Bible speaks of prideful people, and I think some people just have a lot of pride, especially like if someone per se that had a good job, and all of a sudden they lost it during the pandemic. And you want to reach out and give them a helping hand. Their pride is up there. They're not gonna say, "Well, hey, I don't want to receive anything," because they're so used to being up here, and now they're on unemployment. They aren't gonna want to receive anything. I think it's a lot of a pride with some people. We really have to put our pride to the side and realize when genuine help is coming. And sometimes I think when you are trying to help someone, our approach means a lot.
Right.
Sometimes we can come with an arrogant spirit. We can come very haughty and things of that sort. Come humble. Don't come with, let me give you this right here. I got it. I have 6 figures in the bank. Just come humble. Just be meek about it. Just be modest. And when you approach, I think the way you channel things is said a lot. And some people, they're willing to accept help when they know it's genuine. And people got to know that you're genuine. So sometimes we do it for show. We do it to get applause. The Bible says what you do in secret, God will reward you openly. So you don't have to do it for everyone to see it. Some things are meant to be for the forefront, but God will bring you to the forefront. If it's meant to be, God will bring it to the forefront. But when you do something, make sure it's genuine from the heart. You can't just do stuff just to be seen. At the end of the day, what is it going to amount to? I mean, you're going to get vainglory, and the person going to be upset because they say, "Look at her, she's skip on her shoulder, she's trying to do something for me." But just no. But if I had anything to say, I would just say, if you want to help someone, and some people just don't want to be helped, and what you have to do is wash your hands and move on. I mean, I would say do this 3-step rule: once, twice, 3 times, and be out. Sometimes I can't reach Jane Doe, but Tamika can reach him, because you know what? She wasn't my assignment, or he wasn't my assignment. So that made up the person who I'm assigned to. Whereas Jamila can go to that person and they'll receive her open arms, right? You got to know that this is the person that God's connected me with. Just for instance, like Sharon, I've reached out to people before, doctors on LinkedIn. You know what? Never got a response. Because you know why? I wasn't on their level. Not yet. But she took the time with little old me. Never asked me. I mean, now I know she's charging for resumes, but that time she wasn't charging. I thank God I got connected to her at that point, But some people didn't want to have anything. She's just a recruiter. I'm not gonna have anything to do with her. She doesn't have a big name. She's a Southern girl, But she was like, "Yeah, sure, Tammy, I'll help you," but no questions asked. And I will be forever grateful. The positions I have now, the last job and this job, because of God first, and He used Sharon. I can give anyone else.
Nice.
I will be forever grateful for her. And I'll tell you all the time.
To God be the glory. Nice. But I want to put this plug in so y'all will know. I will do a career strategy session with you. But if you want your resume done after that, I outsource that out to Jamila. That's how I feel. I'm telling y'all now. I had to leave that alone because it's a lot of work. I meet with people and have career strategy sessions. I'll tell you what needs to happen and all that other stuff with your resume. But then if you want it actually professionally done, I outsource that to Jamila, and she handles that piece of the business. So I just want to let y'all know that, because it is January. And some of y'all working these dead end jobs that y'all don't like. And I tell y'all all the time.
Yeah, I'm coming.
If you don't like it, you need to go.
Yes.
Tamika, when you said you was at your job for 11 years, if you don't like it,
I left last January 31st. I'm at this current job. I stepped out on faith. I thought, girl, I may have to send both of y'all an email, because I don't see that my talents are being used to the full capacity. Okay. And I just feel, honestly, I feel like my manager, who's a male, he's intimidated because of what I know. So I've been in claims for 22 years or more. So he's like, it's not that you even like say he did something wrong. It's just like you're telling him another way that it should be done, and he doesn't like constructive criticism. So it's like, and it's just not me saying it. It's like we're all women. Like he's managing all women. So I think that's where the issue lies, you know. So I had said after COVID, when it's a little safe, I'm gonna update my paperwork and leave respectfully. Again, that'd be my second time. I never quit before, so this will be my second time.
Look, but honestly, listen, I get it. And first of all, y'all, she's in workers' comp claims. So when these people be taking, slipping, falling, they go to her.
Oh my God.
Wow.
That is the bane of my existence.
Every day is so different. And people on my page, they out on comp, but then they doing DJing. Like, sir, this is like, are you serious? Like our people.
I'm telling y'all, that's why
but Sharon, just to piggyback on the question before when Tammy was answering, I think another thing too, like when people are afraid to like ask for help, sometimes it may not be that they don't want it. They may not know how to approach the person, for help. And sometimes we do have to meet them where they are. Like when I worked at Covenant House, I was a mentor there, downtown Newark, and it was so crazy because I was just like going to this job. Like I was doing 4 hours every like week, Monday through Friday, but Saturday I did like a full shift, so I got to see the morning, the whole day, and to do those intakes, like you just like feel like, wow, like a kid is really going through this, because they like capture kids 17 through 21, like before they age out, the system basically. And they had a van that would go like see them sleeping in a park or whatever, and they'll bring them back to Covenant House, feed them, clothe them, do your intake. And you like one of my intakes, one of the guys was like, his mother died. He went to stay with the aunt, but after his last SSI check, he was on the streets. So that saying that my mom always said to me, like, no one's going to treat you like your parents, that's when I really saw that, like, that came to fruition. So he said he had no alternative but to turn to the game, because no uncle or no one reached out to him. So you have to, like, I didn't down anyone. Like, I just felt so bad. Like, I had stopped wearing, I like sneakers. So it was like the kids was counting my sneakers. So I had to stop wearing them. Like, I just started wearing one because I felt like I was doing a disservice to things they did not have. So I even went home one day and I just maybe donated 25 pair of sneakers because they had like a little wardrobe room. Wow. And a lot of the kids, I was strict, not so much strict, but I followed the rules. Like, if they say no payphone, I was that one, like, no payphone. So they'd be like, oh boy, Miss Tamika ain't gonna let you, like, no, don't ask me for no money. I need this little job. Like, I stayed with the rules, but they respected me, because once you give one slide, then you put yourself in a situation. So that's why I said sometimes we have to meet people where they are, because mentally we don't really know what they're going through.
That's true.
I just feel like sometimes, like, you don't want to give advice because sometimes that might not be the right advice. So sometimes you can ask them, what do you think you should do? Or maybe if you paraphrase it or give them a couple of different scenarios of, a situation, opposed to like giving them the answer or what we think may be their answer, we may get across to them a little differently. So
now I know Jamila mentors. You mentor a lot of youth. Like, you have a wide bracket of people that you mentor. Can you kind of speak to that?
A lot of times what I do, because I know a lot of them, I follow all the ones I mentor on social media. I'm all in their business. I'm on Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, whatever they have, I have. And I'm friends with them. So a lot of times they will post things, and sometimes it's like you're deciphering what they're saying. So they will post something, and then I would pull up in their inbox, or I would text them like, hey, how are you doing? Just a filler. I like to do fillers with them. Hey, how you doing? Everything okay? Things of that nature. You may not need me, but if you need me, I'm here.
That's nice.
And a lot of times when I take it like that, that's when they begin to tell me what's going on.
That's nice.
I mean, because then it comes from a place of caring. One, they need to know that you care, and as you said, that you're genuine. I don't want to
Yep.
be in your business. I tell people all the time, I have enough on my plate. I don't really need to know what's going on in your household. Because as for me in my house, we're trying to mind our business over here on Front Street. That's just how what we're doing. So I don't tend to get myself involved in other people's stuff. So that I have to come to them like that. Hey, what's going on? Like I had one young lady, I was like, she had put on to Snapchat and said that she hated her job and she wished she found something else. And she's working for a well-known company that was just horrible. So I reached out, I said to her, hey, I saw what's going on. How are you doing? And she's like, everything is great. And I was like, okay, so how are you really doing? And that's when she began to tell me what was going on. And I said to her, okay, so let's see, what do you want to do? What are we doing right now? Are you in school? You're not in school. How about we look about what's going on in school? What kind of school will you want to go to? What degree are you looking into? And I had to start asking those kind of questions. And even ones who are not having like that employment type issue, you have ones that just have life situations.
Right.
But they just need to know that you're here and that you're listening and that you're not too busy. Because a lot of times people see us as so busy that, yes, I don't want to bother them because you're busy. I had one of my mentees say, you know, you're busy and I don't want to bother you. And I was like, girl, please. I said, I answered my phone. If I answered my phone, it's fine with me. If I didn't answer, that means I didn't want to be bothered. And I had to start taking them like that because I realized the ones that I mentor, they're kind of hard by nature. And so I had to meet that same harshness with them.
Yeah.
And that's how you just have to kind of approach them. You have to let them know, like, you may not need me, but if you need me, I'm here. If you want to talk about it, I'm here. And I have to tell them, if you want to scream, shout, cuss, holler, I don't care. I'm here.
Yeah.
And that's how I take it.
I love that. I don't mentor any teenagers or anything in that bracket. Because that's a whole nother thing for another day. However, I know for me as a mentor, and first of all, when people go around telling people that I mentor them, I want, especially because like I told y'all, I don't have kids. All of my people are adults. So I want it to be where that when people see you, they see the fruit of what I provided you.
Right.
Just like I have a mentor and I want him specifically, you know, one of my apostle who's my male mentor, I want him to see that what he's pouring into me is not in vain. It's not like I'm just sitting here talking your ear off and you advising me what to do and then I'm just not doing it. And so one of the things that I pride myself on is when I decide to mentor somebody, because a lot of times, and I know all of y'all get it, people be like, oh, you're my mentor, or oh, I like this, or I like that, or whatever, but then they don't want to listen to you. They don't really value what comes out of your mouth. It just looks good because they feel like you bossing up or something, or, you know, or whatever. And so I pride myself on, if I decide to mentor someone, because I told people no. Like I will say it's not a good fit for what you're trying to do based on what they're asking me about. Even people contacting me for coaching. And I would say, I think you need to go to this person because what you're saying you need coaching in, that's not my area. That's not my specialty or whatever. I'm okay with telling people absolutely no. Because I don't want people, and again, I don't want people to say they're attached to me and they're not producing. Because mentorship and coaching is about becoming better. And so when you're pouring yourself into somebody, and I really just want people to understand this, especially for people who have children and you want your children mentored and, you know, things of that nature. And that's a whole nother dynamic relationship, because when you mentor children, it's the parents and the children, and it's kind of like this tag team thing. But I know for me as an adult who right now mentors adults, when people reach out to me, I specifically, like, I really truly ask God, like, is this the person? Am I supposed to help this person? Because I don't want to feel like me spending time with you is in vain. And so how do you guys maneuver between when you realize that you trying to help somebody and they're saying they want your help, but you realize at this point, like, you're just not producing. So Jamila, I kind of want you to talk to that. Like, how are you dealing with situations like that? Because they happen. You know, it's just truth. It happens.
I pray them away.
Father God, in the name of Jesus,
I honestly, and that's something that Apostle Garrell taught me. I pray them away, okay? Because I don't want no back and forth. I don't want none of that. I had a young lady ask me to mentor her, and I said to her up front, first time she asked me, no. I was serious, and I said to her, no. And I said to her, the reason why I say no is because you cannot take my mouth. You cannot take my truth. And I said to her, I'm not going to always be nice. It's not going to always be peaches and cream. I'm not going to stroke your ego. I'm not going to do that. And she wanted me to mentor her spiritually. No. And I said to her, and she said to me, God told me, she came back the second time and said, God told me that you're supposed to mentor me. I looked at her and I said, no. And I said, but God didn't tell me that. And it wasn't that I was trying to be rude or offensive. I was like, I'm not taking on something that I'm not equipped for. And I was like, I don't want to run around and have a whole bunch of people saying I'm mentoring them and I'm dying because I'm taking on your stuff. I was like, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go with who I'm assigned for. And if I'm not assigned for you, it is what it is. And I said to her, no. And so she still didn't get it. And so I had to start praying. And was like, God, I need this young lady to move on. I need you to assign to her who needs to be for her. And let that person be able to birth out whatever's in her, correct whatever needs to be corrected. And sure enough, I don't have no problems.
But I'm glad you said that part, because I know my mouth, and I'm not talking about y'all cursing or nothing like that. I'm just very direct. Like, it's black and white to me. It's not empathetic. Yes, I'm empathetic, but I'm very black and white, because you not contacting for me to have pity parties with you. You contact me trying to get somewhere. So if I'm going to help you
want to do the work,
I'm going to tell you the truth. Yeah, I'm just going to tell you the truth. But like Jamila said, and I will attest, there's some people who said to me, oh, I want your help or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then I go to help them, and then all of a sudden they're offended because they can't get my mouth. And again, I'm not disrespectful. I don't come at you any kind of way, but some people don't want the truth.
Yeah.
They want their truth.
They can't take it. They can't take constructive criticism.
That's it. They can't take it. And my thing is, I take constructive criticism. I want to know. I want to know.
Me too.
I want to know if it's a booger in my nose. I want to know if my feet stink. Like, I want to know. And there's so many people who are living now who don't want nobody to tell them anything about themselves. Immediately it's, oh my God, you a hater. You hating on me. You just mad because I look better than you. Honey, them looks gonna be gone in a few years. And truth be told, I look younger than some 20-year-olds.
Yes, you do.
That right there, looks is nothing at all. But that's the thing too, and I think that has contributed to this hater mentality, that if somebody tells you something, or they're trying to help you, or they advise you of something, and then all of a sudden they're a hater. And I think especially in the female community with Black females, it's unfortunate. I've seen it in the COVID days gotten a lot better. So I don't want to say that it just hasn't gotten any better. In COVID days, so far it has gotten better. But Black women couldn't do nothing together.
No.
I'm just
You're right.
Yep, that's true.
Together. Then all of a sudden the COVID hit, all hell started breaking loose, and women like, hold on, we need each other.
What you selling?
I need bundles. I'm gonna buy glasses.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. You make masks.
Yeah, look, you make masks. Exactly. Now it's sad that has had to happen for Black women to now be able to be more collaborative and work together. But unfortunately, there are still women who are on this, oh, but she hating on me thing. Like, I'm sorry. And I'm just going to say this, and I'm not trying to come for nobody because I'm still mad that I don't qualify for a stimulus check. That's right. I'm saying it. I know.
I saw your post. Facebook.
I'm mad because I pay a lot in taxes and I'm not eligible for a stimulus check. Mm-hmm. However, I'm going to say this, and I'm not saying it to be funny. How in one breath you saying somebody hating on you and they want what you got and all this other stuff, but then in the next breath you mad over $600 in a stimulus check, but people hating on you, and that's why I said we don't understand. Like, honestly, and I don't want to go on to my white man want us to hate each other tip, because that's really what it is,
right.
Or whatever. But we could do so much together.
I agree.
Right.
So much together if we just really just said, you know what? You know this, I know this, let's make it work. Like, I've been doing a lot of collaborating with women specifically since the pandemic on purpose, but also too because now everybody seems to be more open to working together, because honestly, it's our community that's dying. And so as we get ready to kind of close, and we're talking about mentorship, we're talking about mentoring kids, mentoring women, or whatever, it's just that I want mentoring to kind of go on, not just in January, not just when somebody's looking for a job, but we are in some challenging times.
Yeah.
Like, people really dealing with stuff. And honestly, everybody ain't got money to be paying a therapist. Everybody doesn't have insurance. People lost their jobs. Like, they just trying to make it. And so I want to encourage people, especially people that are listening, is kind of look around in your community, look around even in your family to see exactly who you can kind of lift up and pick up now while they're down before it's too late. People killing themselves. It ain't just COVID, because most of the people who I've heard that died in December did not die from COVID. They died for all different reasons: brain aneurysms, heart attacks, all this other. But they're still in our community. So we're losing the pillars of our community. We're losing pastors and bishops and all this other stuff, grandmothers and grandfathers and stuff. So we don't even have like the pillars of the community. And then when you get to the Gen X, Y, Z, whatever, we got so many, like, we're not even collectively working together. Most of us won't even have a family reunion. And I'm not talking about COVID. I'm just talking about period, because the pillars of our families are gone. And a lot of us who really are supposed to be the next generation won't pick it up.
And a lot of them don't get along.
Right. That's true.
We don't get along.
Yeah.
I think that we have a crab in the barrel syndrome, and that crab in the barrel syndrome has went too far.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're in constant competition with each other for what? It makes no sense. You in competition to help somebody else make money at their job, and it's not really benefiting you.
Yeah.
And we're doing that a lot. We're doing that a lot. And unfortunately, us as women, we do that so much. We judge each other on every single thing. It makes no sense.
Yep.
At all. It's like we're judging people over your lip color. We're judging people over your hairstyle, your shoes, your clothes. We always have something. Everybody always has something they want to judge each other on, and it makes no sense. Instead of saying, hey, let me take the time and big up my sister. Like,
a kind word go a long way.
Exactly. Even the strongest woman needs someone to say, hey, you doing good, and I see you, sis. Even the strongest woman.
That's true.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if the strongest woman needed, and if the strongest woman needed, how does the one that has a little bit less than that feel?
I have a quick question. Interject 1 second. I love what you just said. So you guys start to see if you're the strong person, and sometimes I tend to be the strong person, people perceive you as that. How do you as a strong person when you need encouraging? How do you guys handle that when you're the one that's the strongest per se?
Well, for me, honestly, because that has been my life, I started being very intentional with my prayer, because it seemed like I was the strong one, but I was also helping everybody else.
But
And
you.
not that I didn't want to do it. It's just that I was like, Dag, I'm really going through this, and where's my help? Or, Dag, I bought you groceries, but I lost my job, and nobody ain't asked me if I needed some food. And these are real situations. Like I said, my husband, someone bought us a Christmas gift this year. And my husband and I looked at each other and said, no one has ever bought us anything. Like usually people do stuff for our children and all that other stuff, but somebody to buy us a Christmas gift and say, I just want to bless y'all with a gift because y'all helped me, that never happens.
Wow.
Never. Like, when I say never, it never happens. And so I say that to say I started being very intentional with my prayer in 2020, because I said what I ain't got time for is for me to be taking care of what's going on this job, homeschooling some kids, making sure my husband okay, making sure I don't pull my hair out, making sure I wear my mask, don't want to go to the grocery store, all of these things. And I was just like, listen, I need people who gonna rock with me, who can help me. And it's not about me taking from them. It's just about, I really wanted reciprocal situations. And not to say I changed friendships and all that other stuff, because I still love everybody. I still have awesome people in my life, but I needed, honestly, to level up. I really did. I had to change some of the people, because think about it. As I'm leveling myself up, and we're all go-getters, as you're leveling yourself up, the people who love you may not be the people who can support you, because you constantly leveling up. So when I was in my doctorate program and I'm like, oh my God, I'm about to pass out, what I'm going to do, I'm about to die, da, 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 da. I couldn't talk to the people I would normally talk to. Why? Because they don't know nothing about it. So I said, Lord, you have to give me somebody, because I don't want to keep talking to people who don't know what I'm going through. And not saying you had to go through it, but to be able to really truly support me and encourage me and make me get up and do something. And honestly, I have to say, he has blessed me abundantly. I can name at least 10 women that honestly, they ride with me. They ride with me. They're supportive and everything. And I'm still the strong one. But now I know that if I go to one of them, that it's just not me complaining. Because that's a lot of times why I wouldn't say something. Because I just kind of felt like they'll look at me like, what you complaining for? You got a husband, you got kids, like you make good money. What you complaining for? And it's not just that. It's just that being the strong one is stressful. Honestly, it's aggravating. Really, because people don't expect you to have emotions. People don't expect you to go through. And if you are going through, they still would dump their stuff on you, even though you're going through. So, I mean, that's just my thing. I would say pray. Pray, the Lord will send you. I'm a witness. It took me a minute, but he sent me people that I don't always have to be the strong one. And he sent me people, honestly, where sometimes I don't even have to say anything to them. They'll text me, like how Jamila said they'll text me and be like, the Lord dropped you in my spirit, and won't you do this today? One of my friends, she said the Lord dropped in her spirit that I wasn't eating because I was so busy. She don't even live in New Jersey, and she had breakfast delivered to my house.
Wow.
And I was sitting there in amazement, like, somebody sent me breakfast, and they don't live here? Like, they don't even live here. And got on and said, oh, go to the front door, there's something there for you. It was coffee and hot chocolate. It was bagels, and not Dunkin' Donuts bagels either, y'all. It was like a bagel place. And honestly, for a minute, I was just like, what is going on? Like, because you gotta question stuff. What's going on? What happened? But I would say all of 2020, that's been happening for me. And so I'm just grateful. It'll come. But what I will say is there's just some people, you can love them, but you love
them from a distance.
As you level up, they're not going to be able to support in the way they normally would. Like, I want to be a chief human resource officer. I need people in my corner who can talk to me about that, how to deal with that, how to be in that world. Not saying I don't need everybody else, because I need them too. But the things that are gonna trouble me, I need those type of people in my life. And so I'm telling you, you better pray. That's it. Don't just come. It takes prayer, supplication. Jamila, you want to add?
I mean, Jerome is completely right. Only thing I can add is that, you know, sometimes when you're strong, you have someone a lot of times that's stronger than you.
That's true.
And I've had many days that I have called crying, frustrated, and just wanted to give up. And I had to have someone that was stronger than me to pray me through and push me through. Because I mean, and it's being 100% honest. Sometimes it becomes too much. And I mean, my poor husband have to sit there and watch you do the breakdown and the ugly tears, and he looking at you like, Lord Jesus, what I'm supposed to do, and all he can do is pat your back and say, it's gonna be okay, it's gonna be okay. And because you're having a full-blown anxiety attack. My poor husband, God bless his heart. God bless him, because he really tries. Him and my daughter really tries to keep me together, because I do have those days where I struggle and I just break down. Communication, everything just breaks down, and I just have to cry it out. But then sometimes I can, right before I get there, I can get somebody to say, hey, what's going on? And they talk me through it. And sometimes you just need that. You need to identify that one person that's stronger than you, and hope they're strong enough to deal with your craziness.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because I mean, I don't got a diagnosis, but you know. You never know.
It's funny because, you know, I think, Tamika, you're the most newly married. And I laughed when she said, but you've been with your husband forever. But I was laughing when she said, my poor husband, what you call it? Like, how has your husband been able to help you? He doing that pat on the back too, like it's gonna be okay.
Girl, I don't know. He's been, COVID has been a blessing, I could say, in that aspect, with us getting like really, I say communication was key during COVID. It was just a whole different, like, playing, you know, card games. Like, we really, like, you know, we made the most out of this whole situation, you know, cooking and, like, you know, more together, like, time, especially when he had to stay home from his job and I was working from home. So it was like all day. But it has been a real difference. Like, no big, we haven't even like, you know, they said that first year you're gonna argue, and you know, because we did go to counseling, and that was like the best thing that could have happened, like when we went to counseling, because we didn't know the person. So I thought that was key, that the person didn't know either one of us. And it was like, he was a male, so it was really nice for another male to talk to my husband, you know, and call him out on some things. And it's like he accepted it more, because I guess the person didn't know him, you know. And he gave us the exercise, which, you know, was perfect. Like, you know, he's like, whenever you guys go through something, he was like, yeah, pick a room in the house, and that's your safe zone. You don't go out the house. You don't get on the phone. You don't talk to nobody. And then when y'all ready to come back, y'all could text and say, okay, let's talk about what happened, blah, blah, blah. So I think all of us, by us just like listening to that, you know, I think it was perfect. Like, it was like definitely needed. Everybody's scared to go to counseling, and, you know, and I think it was just more of the transparent, and then you wanting to change. Like, you have to want it, because just by going and don't do the work, it's like it defeats the purpose of going to counseling. So
I'm glad that you mentioned it, because I just want to add, for those who are not married, like, really, the husband and wife relationship is really, it is like a mentoring type thing, because you learn things from him, he learned things from you as well. And honestly, they're gonna, well, I know my husband, he told me, your attitude stink, you need to fix this.
me too. Me too.
Together, like, people, like, you see it on your face, stop looking at her like that, like all of them things. You know, and I had to take it, even though I didn't like it. He wasn't hating on me. He was just trying to make it better. And he was just trying to make me better. Oh, Tammy, it's coming. I can't wait for you to get married, honey. You'll see what we talking about.
You gotta come down here. Okay. And so everyone's married to panel besides me. I'm like, oh my God, I feel like the black sheep of the group tonight.
No, honey.
No.
When it's your time, honey, it's gonna be your time.
Yeah, but actually, I've been single. Actually, to share my testimony, I've been single and celibate for 11 years.
Oh,
yeah. So
nice.
I gotta go.
Yeah, on the spiritual side, I do mentor. Actually, I was thinking, I said, actually, I'm a mentor. I'm a singles coordinator for my church. I'm over our singles ministry while I mentor and counsel men and women from ages maybe 40, 50 on down to 17, 18 years old. Mm-hmm.
That's nice.
Yeah, and I believe in God for a husband, and I'll be 40 actually Monday. And so at this point in my life, kind of gets so I get discouraged. I'm like, oh my God, I'm about to turn 40, still single. And it kind of gets discouraging sometimes, but I feel like it'll happen.
Yeah, it's coming.
Well, life begins at 40.
Losing yourself. Yeah. That's what we're gonna tell you.
Life begins at 40.
Life begins at 40. Your whole attitude is gonna change. The people you're gonna need to kind of mold and shape and mentor you, all of that's gonna change, honey.
Your circle change, everything.
Yeah, everything's gonna change when you turn 40. So you guys, it's been a little over an hour. So I'm gonna let y'all go because as y'all can see, my kids running a little crazy because they go to bed at 8:30.
Okay.
At 8 o'clock I'll be off, but my kids go to bed at 8:30. So I want to tell you guys, number one, look out for Barbershop Conversations, which is my all-male situation that's coming this month. I'm excited about it because the men's is going to be here and they're going to talk to each other. They're going to talk to us. So I can't wait.
That's going to be nice.
Your husband. Listen, it's going to be fire. So come in. I'm going to release the flyer. I'm just waiting for my flyer guy to get that.
Okay.
Or whatever. So I am so excited. And I'm excited to tell y'all, dog, that my husband is going to come on. I done got him on.
Oh, wow.
Dr. C and Mr. C. Woohoo.
Anybody knows him, y'all know he a clown. So y'all pray for me that he don't, that he don't embarrass me and stuff, because he's a clown. He beat up here and said, yeah, because remember when you did such and such, he'll call me out. So y'all pray for me in advance that he'll put me all the way out there. But I'm excited that he's decided to come on the platform with me.
Oh, that's nice.
That's awesome.
Yes. So I'm just so excited about that. So again, the date is coming soon, but share the trailer. I know y'all seen it. Share the trailer.
We will.
I have to, my branding strategist, Kay Lindsay, I have to call her. I have to shout her out because that trailer was fire.
Kay.
It's fire. Kay did that. And so I just want to say thank you guys so much for rocking with me. It's going to be an exciting 2021. I have some awesome things coming. And so I just want to say thank you guys for rocking with me. 2020, 2021 is going to be even better. We're going to get technical difficulties situated. Like I told y'all, he didn't put it together yet, but my husband's bought me a whole studio for my house. Okay. I'm trying to be patient while he put it together, y'all. So y'all pray he start putting the stuff together this week, so then my technical difficulties could be gone. But I thank you all for listening. Hey, James, James, we got it just for y'all. And they're gonna talk about whatever they want to talk about. I'm gonna let them rock out. It's not male bashing. We don't do that here. Because honestly, and this is the part I don't like. A lot of women want to bash men, but then y'all want a husband.
Right.
Like, I don't understand that. Like, you mad because you single, but y'all are bashing men. Like, I don't get it.
Gotta work together.
All right. Well, Happy New Year, everybody. Nice to meet you guys.
Happy New Year. I love you.
All right. See you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.